This is Dustin Gower. We're looking at the forest fires in the Amazon rainforest. Now, these fires are happening there. This is supposed to be a representation of where they're all at, how much there is. That looks like a lot of fire. I'll tell you that much. Before we get this map, let's watch CNN's video about it.
Brazil's president has announced a 60-day ban on using fires to clear land for livestock or farming. Jair Bolsonaro denies his policies have contributed to the destruction of the Amazon. Critics say he's partly to blame for easing environmental regulations to promote development. The fires this year have destroyed about 1.5 football fields worth of rainforest every minute of every day. Well, Nick Payton-Walsh made the harrowing journey to the front lines to give us this report.
Dusk isn't when you rest as the Amazon burns. It's when the day cools enough.
Give us this report. Half football fields worth of rainforest every minute of every day. Well, Nick Payton.
A football field worth of rainforest every minute and every day, huh? That quickly, huh?
Walsh made the harrowing journey to the front lines to give us this report.
Dusk isn't when you rest as the Amazon burns. It's when the day cools enough to give firefighters a chance. Everything we see in a bumpy hour's drive to nowhere turned to ashes in the last 4 days. This is how. A war that marches across the bush and into the trees when it can.
That feels a bit like the end of the world, doesn't it? And when flames rage like this, the firefighters actually have to pull back. And there's nothing they can do, really, until the wind dies down.
Destruction that overshadows an entire branch.
Feels like the end of the world, huh? Feels like the end of the world.
Our species here.
The Tenyarim are an indigenous community, 1,000 strong, who say they legally own nearly 1 million hectares nearby.
The next generation will have a darker future, he says. Since this president came to power, these things are happening a lot more. President Jair Bolsonaro is keen to bring what he calls progress to the Amazon, even pushing to let these areas be commercially farmed for the first time. The raging fires, all of which here have burned since he pledged to send 43,000 troops, clear land for farming too. The sun rises again on a little bit less of this marvel. The Tenyarim didn't want to be part of our world, but now it wants part of them. All around are signs of what's fueling the inferno. Land cleared for cattle, so we can eat more beef. Logging and deforestation to enable crops like soy to grow line the busy roads. The firefighters that tackle the blaze here are 3 hours' drive from the nearest village. This is the land we flew over 4 days before, but the devastation is more final from the ground. Fires do occur naturally in the brush, like Bolsonaro says, but it was startling how nearly every policeman, firefighter or official we spoke to said very many are caused deliberately. To clear land, to farm, to alleviate poverty, or just make the rich richer. Yet they don't have the water here to put the fire out, only stop its spread. Damage limitation only, with the most basic tools on the front line of this global environmental crisis.
Well, senior international correspondent Nick Payton-Walsh joins me now from Porto Velho in western Brazil. And Nick, those were extraordinary pictures we witnessed in your report, and it really hits home the immense task that these firefighters have in front of them, putting out these fires by hand in some cases. From what you witnessed, is the only way to prevent further destruction to convince those with vested interests, the politicians, the farmers you mentioned, to actually change course?
Absolutely. I mean, you can see there, even if, for example, you managed to get the United States military, even Russia, China, all working together potentially to put these fires out, you would still have an enormous struggle to get enough water dumped on these parts of the Amazon.
Enough water. Enough water? There's plenty of water in the world. Come on. We're not in a water shortage, people.
These fires will continue to burn, and it's the pace of the burn that's the issue. Deforestation acts like a catalyst, makes it happen faster, makes it more likely, is often the reason why fires are initially started. There is no real scientific measure as to how much of this crisis is man-made, but as I said anecdotally, a lot of the people we talk to say these fires, many of them are started by people as part of the deforestation process. So yes, obviously, if you see the challenges there for the small numbers of people in these vast expanses, it is just utterly back-breaking work for them. The only real way to slow this down is to get the politicians to stop telling the people that it's okay to set...
This is also a can't trust the politicians. Oh yeah. Let's politicians, if the politicians are the ones that started it, what makes you think they'll end it? What makes you think they'll end it? Oh, the government that started it is now going to end? That just... I cannot laugh at that. That is an insane claim. Oh, the government will save us. After all, they're the one that started it. Yeah. Politicians are never for the people. Never. This is what they're saying is how much fire is actually fault. Now, that being, I don't know how much fire there is. The idea that a church politician that already had started it out has supposedly started the fires is just to trust the politician themselves. I mean, come on. Politicians are never there for us. They're never there for the people. I mean, come on. And then this is NASA's. Look at it. Scroll it down to this, and we look at that. This area, and we go to the NASA satellite, and doesn't show very much. Little red marks here and there. Not nearly the kind that, unless it's already being, okay, they just laid it out on this map, which is hard to see on this supposed image from NASA. This supposed image from NASA. And they don't say picture, they say image again. This is just... Oh, here's another image. From a plane, I'm guessing. This is like a heat index. And looking at satellites. This shows the smoke. Okay, so yeah, they're saying that basically that the Amazon is becoming a giant cigarette now. Oh my. Now Amazon is becoming a giant cigarette. That's what they're saying now. Come on. The smoke from that. I mean, yes, it's a lot, but I don't know how much there really is. But it will all dissipate. As it always does. Might take a minute, but it's not the end of the world, guys. We're not at the end of the world here. Yeah, we're not at the end of the world, so at least not in that respect. Yeah, this is the map of the smoke. I'm guessing the red is where it's really heavy, but the gray is just the smoke pointing into other countries. Huh? Well, that's kind of interesting. So, I mean, huh. Sky News, I haven't heard of them, but see what they have to say. No, we're not. We're gonna stick with what we got.
Get closer.
That still works. Alright, guys, well, like I said, we've got a lot going on. Yes, IRS is just another distraction. It's fear porn. It's all this stuff to make us distracted. Another thing to get us afraid of, like I said, the so-called smoke that are going to be becoming a giant cigarette.
Senior international correspondent Nick Payton-Walsh joins me now from...
I mean, the end of a cigarette. Come on. So let's get this straight. I don't.
Development in western Brazil. And Nick,
So
those
let's go
were
away, just like
extraordinary
California.
pictures.
Alright, well, everything will just go away and no coverage of it. Just like the fires in California did. What happened to that?
In your report, and it really hits home the immense task that these firefighters have in front of them, putting out these fires by hand in some cases.
Flipping
What
said,
you witnessed is the only
this is Dustin Gower.
further destruction
Like, share,
to convince
subscribe,
those with vested
or
interests, the
don't.
politicians, the farmers
I'm
you
out.
mentioned.